Hello all, McKenna here, 1884 Stitchery. This is not going to be a typical McKenna video or really any sort of probably typical YouTube video, floss tube video for sure. I am going to educate you, and we are going to celebrate and admire and drool over the goodies that the family of Minnie Gray sent me. Sadly, June 23rd of this year, Minnie Gray, she has been here on FlossTube for a number of years. Her videos are still up, her Instagram is still up, and you can find her all X's. That's XX apostrophe S. And I highly encourage, after watching this video, seeing the variety, extreme variety of cross stitch that was Minnie, that you will go over to her videos and check her out. So as you can see here, you can do a search, Minnie Gray at all X's, and highly suggest you go in, subscribe. She has 109 videos. I'm going to talk about her as if she is still here. So back in early July, I was contacted by Minnie's family informing me of her passing, which I had already been aware of. And of course, it's a huge loss to the stitching community, whether somebody's been stitching a small amount of time, a large amount of time, to just lose somebody, especially when they are active in the community, when they are known in the community. So my first thought is always, where are all these lovely stitching goodness, her stash, going to? And you know, I never take for granted when family members reach out to me and they choose me. They pick me to entrust me with their loved one's passion. I think that's something that we all think about. Maybe it's something that you have thought about. And I am just always so grateful and honored when the family members do reach out to me and say, okay, how do we go about this? What do we need to do? How do we get Minnie's things to you? So I received the other day, delivered 5 boxes. And if you caught me on my Instagram live yesterday, 1884 Stitchery, I did save it. So if you do want to go back and watch. However, I was on for like an hour and a half, didn't even look through everything that were in these boxes. So that's what we're going to do, and that's why I say this floss tube video is going to be unlike any other. So it's going to be a long one, but I want to do this because these items will become available on 1884 Stitchery. As I'm going through stuff, there are kitted projects ready to go. There are whips. We have finishes. We have fabric. And I can't keep everything. I cannot keep everything when I'm giving someone's, a deceased stitcher's stash. I do keep pieces, have them framed up on the wall, and they are a constant reminder of how 1884 has continued. It's, you know, deceased stitcher stashes. It's you guys that are downsizing your stash. That's how I get my inventory. I'm not buying wholesale. I'm looking at thrift stores and stuff like that. So without you guys selling me your stuff and families reaching out to me to disperse, they know these lovely items to the community, I would not be here. I have to figure out what I'm going to keep, what obviously is going to be passed on to you. So take notes, take mental notes. We have also a full box of finishes, just not framed up, obviously, not finished in any fashion. That box of finishes, that container of finishes you have somewhere raffled in your house, that we all are like, we got to do something with these things. I have a full box of Minnie's items, and let's just say I didn't even go through all of them during the live yesterday, but when I got off of the live, I did go through the rest. You guys. Now, I am not promising that there won't be waterworks, because you saw yesterday there were waterworks, for sure. So get ready, because we are going to celebrate the life of Minnie, introduce you guys to Minnie, and I feel like I need to clean my camera, so let's just use the good old corner of my dress. The daughter that I was in contact with, I believe Sam, said, what about finished pieces that are framed up? And I said, absolutely. If they are able to be placed into a box, I would absolutely love them. So got a handful of them here, and luckily they are small enough, so I do feel confident enough being able to wrap them, put them in some form of a priority box, and get them out to you guys. So Cross Stitch Crazy certified official member, called 1-800-STITCH-FIX support group. I'm stitching, do not disturb. I think I'm going to keep this one. I think of the ones that were sent, I think I'm going to be taking this one. You know, thrift store framed. She framed up the pieces herself. My needle and my floss, they comfort me. Stitching mends the sole. Now this one I may take out of the frame, just because it isn't anything like super special. This one was another one that was in the frame that I took out because it just was sort of falling apart at the seams. But again, something easy that will be able to be mailed out. It's My Bear to Cross, Addicted to Cross Stitch. And again, keep them framed up. Change the frame, or take them out of the frame completely and put it on a tote bag, or make it into a project bag or a small, do whatever. I do not think that taking it out of the frame, putting it into a frame maybe you prefer, or stitching it onto a project bag does not, I don't think it's an ill form. So bad taste. So these were all of the framed finishes that were sent to me. Let's put those down below. So now I have an empty box. Now let's start here. These items will not, I'll not be able to get all these up within, you know, a day or two, and then it'll kind of be like, all right, pick what you want. It's definitely going to be over a few days when I do start uploading these, which I will put out on my socials. I will give a heads up. So if you're eyeing anything specific, you will know when to go over to 1884. So Facebook, 1884 Stitchery, Instagram, 1884 Stitchery, newsletter, sign up on the website. So this is a whip that Minnie was working on, and the type of stitcher she was. Bag, you get your DMC, it's all in here. The fabric clips to hold everything back. Information on fabric, and she made her own bobbins. Nothing special, just on paper. 2 little slices with scissors, wrap it around, call it a day. So this first one is the 2024 Fox and Rabbit Mystery Sampler. And what I was getting choked up with about yesterday was when I opened this on camera yesterday, a high chance that I was the first one to open it up after she closed the bag. And I don't take that lightly, because how many of us, we can go at any time, you never know, you close a bag and you think, oh, I'll unzip that bag tomorrow, a couple days. And I guess for me, someone that is sentimental in that fact, that she probably thought she would open up that bag again, but it traveled all the way across country from DC to me, and I'm the one opening it, and now it's in my apartment. So, and also seeing the needles that she left in her projects, the needle minders that she decided to use, and probably the hardest is that Minnie had needle minders that she had made, and they're on some of the projects. So here's where Minnie got to on the Fox and Rabbit sow. And this will be a project that will be up for grabs. This is not my style. Gorgeous, and that's the thing. She stitched such an eclectic style, themes, even though a lot of them aren't my style, I can still appreciate the time that has gone into something like this, especially for how massive it is. And I just hope that whoever is watching this right now sees this, your eyes lit up, and you want to finish it, and it's a combination of her stitches and your stitches, and you do something with the final piece, and maybe you write a note on the back of the framed piece, or tuck a note away somewhere of who it belonged to, and how, you came to now own it and finish it. Up next, we have Rosina. This is from 1880. Works by ABC. We have the DMC. And again, Minnie had put quite a few stitches in. So, and unless there is a needle minder that I absolutely love on these pieces, I will be keeping it, but probably not. So you will get the needle minder. You will get the needle that is attached into the project. You will get everything that is in the bag. Autumn Lane Stitchery, the Jolly Trio. And of course, when I list these projects, I will be including, you know, the fabric count and all of that and what is included. So then you know if you would want to finish it, like the Fox and Rabbit. Oh, I really want to finish it, but it's on a count of fabric that really, oh, this is for using, that really isn't my thing. Then you know. But hopefully something like that Fox and Rabbit, how much has already been stitched, you'll be able to just suck it up and put the final stitches in. All right, Birmingham Girl Sampler. This is Rebel Stitcher Designs. And again, such a large amount of stitching already completed. But I think it would be, I mean, let's say Minnie has stitched this. Let's see, is this 2 threads? Let's say she has stitched a piece that has, you know, she's working 2 over 2. And you're like, oh, that's just not my thing. Don't use 2 threads. I think it would be kind of fun to then stitch it however if you're a 1 over 2. And then you can see the distinct difference. And you can see then at the end when it's framed up or you do whatever with it, oh, those, you know, thicker, fuller threads are the ones Minnie put in, but the lighter ones are my stitches. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think that that would be then definitely a more impactful statement. Closely kept, can't read, number 1, Shaded Stitchery. That's what this one looks like. The lines are from her printer. We have DMC. We have, and see, it's stuff like this. So just the little touches. This is 28 count. Oh, that's a cute little needle minder. And here is where she got to. There's the needle minder. There's the needle she was using. And again, like I said in the video, my live video, when she started stitching, she made sure she had enough fabric. So, you know, you take home one of Minnie's pieces and you have probably a good chunk of fabric afterwards that you can use. This is Wilbur from Teresa Koget. And so far, all the ones that I have shown are ones that I will not be keeping. They're not my thing, and that is okay. So this is Wilbur. And as you can see, she got the dark section on that one side. I had so much fun reading through the comments on my Instagram video, and I recommend, if you knew Minnie, you were a friend of Minnie, you ever had the opportunity to meet her, you go onto my IG video and you read the comments. I forget who it was. You posted that at StitchCon you received Minnie's exchange piece, and it's even more special now. Luckily, during her cancer journey a couple years ago, she was strong enough to make the trip from DC to Vegas. That was sadly the last time that I got to see Minnie in person. And you know, my boys helped at that retreat, and when Minnie died, I later on I had informed them of Minnie's passing, and they totally remembered who she was a couple years later, and they were sad to hear of her passing. Heart and hand, all X's, and I don't know which Lynn. It does not say which Lynn. It is on a StitchCon post-it note, but it says gift from Lynn. So, Lynn, I don't know who you are. Hopefully you watch this, or someone will know which Lynn this is, and maybe this is something that you bring home and you stitch it and you finish it, and you got a little handwritten note. This is Summer Quaker. My stomach is a growlin', and this is a kitted project. So Minnie wanted to do it on 40 count Verdal Zweigert, and she picked out don't know if this is DMC, no idea, but this blue color here, actually it's 807. So this goes into the box I'm going to put as kitted kits, and I will have to decide of which kitted kits, of which whips I'm going to want to take over. Equal and Free, Silver Creek samplings, Grace Notes fabric, Lugana fat quarter, and then she had in this bag Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, this cute little cupcake design. So kitted project. Children of Southern Roots. Minnie definitely had a love of pretty women and portraits, And that was something that I remember, like, just stands out to me whenever she would, you know, do a video and show what she was working on. Grace Notes fabric. She had pulled who knows which design out of this book she wanted to start. Siren's Serenade. This is from Cherry Hill Stitchery. And again, scissors, sailor, anchor. And as if she set it down. See, I want that needle to poke out. And I remember I showed this yesterday. Cottage Garden samplings. We have the swans, the reindeer, and the fox. DMC. This is another Grace Notes fabric. She had allocated this huge piece of fabric. Who knows, line them all up, frame them all three, or do, you know, individual frame jobs, but fox is complete. As far as I know. I mean, looks complete. And then there is her needle and the needle minder. With the DMC in the bag, all ready to go. This was there's a kitted up, or maybe semi-kitted up, who knows. Let's see, we do not have the fourth in the series. So this was a 4-part Pattern of the Month series from Stony Creek. We have buttons. We have a piece of fabric, 28 count vintage Stormy Night, 28 count Lugana, and some threads from Creek's Colors. Is that what this calls for? Anchor, DMC, Creek Colors, yep. So she bought some of the called for ones. That's going in the kitted box. All right. Enchanted Cemetery Night. This is from Clouds Factory. .32 count charcoal gray Lugana. DMC not started. Clouds Factory was one of the first designer charts online that I picked up early on in my stitching career. Al Forest Embroidery, we have a mix of, well, I guess it's all DMC. Misty Mountain, Grace Notes fabric, and this is a pumpkin porridge. There are, remember, we have a whole box of finished stitches to go through. Too bad that was not completed and in the pile, because that piece is gorgeous. Minnie was in the service, patriotic, flags and friends. This is from Bent Creek. And we have Grace Notes fabric. Once again, this is like, I should take a shot every time you hear Grace Notes fabric. Frog prints. No DMC on that, but that's simple enough. We all have plenty of DMC in our stash. Bush Market, cross-stitch pattern. She was also a big fan of African American designs, you know, Aboriginal stuff, DMC, and Under the Sea fabric, not started. So, even though you may get a, you know, you get a kitted up project and it doesn't have any of Minnie's stitches in it, it has the fabric she picked out and threads from her collection. So here we have White Monaco, and she has Nourish on Juneteenth with the DMC not started. Good old Amazon bags. DMC fabric, 32 count, water lily, gorgeous green color. And she wanted to stitch woman's work. Really bright and colorful. And that was the other thing. It's like, okay, I've never seen this chart design in my life. And I've seen a lot of chart designs. And her taste was so different. You didn't see other people working on what she was working on. So that's where it was so like refreshing. Huge pile of DMC, Fortnite fabrics, Herbert is what she wanted. And Roadside Sellers, this is from that same, that Bush, what was it? Bush Market. Still going. Still going. Twin Valley Creations. This is called Romancing the Colorful Southwest. Number 2. That's what it looked like. What it looks like. And no fabric, but DMC. Witchy Stitcher. We got the DMC. Let's make sure these. Hocus Pocus. And here is the fabric. And of course, when I list this, all of the information will be listed. 28 cal shell, Thunderstorm. And again, if you just want to use the threads in the chart, not necessarily the fabric, it's okay. Okay by me. The point is getting her whips her kitted projects, her fabric, her finishes out to those that will appreciate them in any shape or form. So, Lola Crow Moonlight Pumpkin carving. And then Read in Peace. And for Read in Peace, she had pulled out charcoal 32 count Lugana. And then I'm just going to say that she was going to do the Moonlight Pumpkin carving on the 28 count Zweigart. And we have DMC. Now, would I do any of these ones? No. So far, I haven't kept anything. I think, okay, this is kitted. I mean, we still got another box and a half of kitted and whips. African American Father Christmas by Alma Lynn. And I will include anything else that is in, you know, this bag. So here she did a cross-stitch shopping list. Color description, it has the floss number. She's written down the symbols. Fabric, with fabric count, the design count, what it would be, and the cutting dimensions. So you will get some of Minnie's hand written work, DMC, and 28 count blue wing Jobelin, and she got this at Stitcher's Paradise. And I wonder if it was the time for my retreat. Okay, so that is kitted. And then when I am done with this box here, I'm gonna do some reshuffling. Siren Bird, Al Forrest embroidery. This is really pretty. Very much like the Al Forrest whale. Yeah. Which I did not do the whale. Which one did I do? The one with the tree. We got DMC, Fortnite Fabrics. Now, this one is going to go into McKenna's Maybe. McKenna's Maybe section. So, not bad keeping one out of however many you guys keeping track. Little business card she had made up. On the back it says Grace Notes, Swiss Mocha 28 count. That was her sweet spot, was the 28 count. I mean, we all have our sweet spot. Currently me, I'm at 36. Survivor tree ornament. And I know some of these, so how these M designs are designed, you just look at it and you think, oh, it's just a tree. How do you get Survivor? Like what? But if you turn it sideways, or I guess, yeah, it reads Survivor in the script, but a tree. So here is where she had gotten to. You got your needle, you get your needle minder, and then she uses the clamps to hold the fabric. Sub Rosa flower pin cushion. I have stitched a few Sub Rosa designs. DMC Not Started 32 Vintage Light Exemplar. Going in the kitted box. Each day, the full kit for each day. We'll put that in kit. And here is from Jingle Ball 2023 ornament from Lindy Stitches. Here is what the chart design looks like. I guess the design looks like. Got the DMC, and she had pulled Under the Sea fabric for it. Not started. This. Okay. Grace Notes fabric, Oh John. DMC. This is Witching Hour. And I know I said I said this yesterday during my live, that I could see myself stitching this up. Probably not the clock, but I do like the witch. So, going in the McKenna pile. Now, could the McKenna pile always go away, move stuff around? Absolutely. So, Sue Hillis, Something Wicked 2, Banner and Biscornu, Something Wicked Box and Smalls. Minnie loved her Halloween. She loved her skeletons. She loved spooky. Charles Craft 28 count Monaco. No DMC on that. The last two in this box. We're doing pretty good. We're at 45 minutes. Okay. Grace Notes fabric. Sunset. The Chart. Spirit Dancer. Joan Elliott. Again, Minnie did smalls, as we will see when we open up the finished goodness, and then she would do biggies. Not started, but kitted up, ready to go. And again, if you are able to purchase one of these, and then I encourage you to figure out amongst her videos, maybe where she talks about it. You know, you go back and find where she was gonna start talking about the end designs, the Survivor. What jumps to me, you're like, oh, McKenna, what video would I even know where to start? Correct. So I would then go onto her Instagram and go through her Instagram account and figure out when she posted an update picture, something mentioned this design, and then go back to her videos and see if you can find the video where she, starts talking about it, and maybe she shares a story about some of these pieces, of why she started it or what caught her eye about it. We have Petite Treasure Braid. We have Gum Nut Yarns Threads. We have DMC. Incoming Storm. Under the Sea Fabrics. Barbara Anna. Floral Dreams. is kitted, and that is it. So I'm gonna pause here, clean up my mess, and come back with box number 3 of 5. Alrighty, drink. All right, let's do, let's see what, I had opened them, but then I used tape to seal them back up when I put them in my car to bring over here. Okay, those are more projects. So let's take a break. Let's do this box, which I think are her finishes. Yep. Okay. Now, this is going to be rapid fire because, I mean, there's probably close to 100 in here. I'm trying to figure out if I should just lay them down on a table and change the camera angle. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, hold please. All right, so we're gonna flip it around and we're gonna do it this way, and all I have to do is throw them on the table. So, again, very eclectic. Let me try to get the right angle. Eclectic projects that Minnie was drawn to. Let me just take it back to one. And we're just gonna leave it there. These are those imaginating charts. So cross stitch, it's a hoop. Some of these are obviously bigger. Some of them are smaller. Home of the brave. Home of the free because of the brave. Sewing. Halloween. And then here are just, oh, this is the little ones. And the thing about Minnie, her front and her backs were pretty freaking spot on. Cute little, which I think this is primitive hair. Once in a blue moon. Pull it down a little bit more for you guys. Share faith, offer prayer, gather hope. God grant me the serenity to accept the slice I can't change, courage to chip out of the rough as best as I can, and wisdom to just make a par. Now, this piece here, I'm about to show you guys, I am so keeping and so framing up. I have been tempted so many times to buy this chart and to stitch it, and thank you, Minnie, for me not having to do it. Quiltify? Is that what this, from this, it's on Etsy, Quiltify. I forget what the name of it is, but come on. Here lies thy needle. Again, beaded, Krynic, gorgeousness. Golf. How can you not like a game whether it's okay to get teed off, tote a 6 iron, shoot birdies, and if you're under par, it's a great day. Silver Creek samplings. Just whisper my name in your heart and I will be there. Kathy Barrick. So you can see, I mean, the variety of what interested her, what she wanted to stitch is just like all over the place. But that's, I think, what is so unique, because some people like definitely only just stick to a theme. Yes, she had a theme she stuck to, but then, you know, she would totally do something that you would find a chart in my $2 section, right? Let's see. Like these are those Britter Cup cats. But then she's doing something so fitting. Needle. Is it needle? Keep needle. Needl. Need. Why am I having a hard time trying to see what that reads? Printed. Here we have, looks like backing fabric. Here are the buttons to finish this piece. And here it is, Harvest. And here is the purple fabric. So this I'm gonna put all back so it doesn't get lost. It stays together. Harvest. These are those tiny little JBW designs. The stockings were hung. 'Twas the night. This piece is gorgeous. I think this will be a piece that I finish, well, I keep and finish and make into a pillow. Put your big boy shorts on. Put your big girl panties on. Here is Country Cottage Needleworks or Country Cottage Little House or Country Cottage. And again, the backing, how she stitched, just amazing. Angel. Here is another Silver Creek sampler piece. Don't let your mood dictate your manners. She stitched this actually on a bag. And then we get into these pieces that are just mind-blowing. Joan Elliott. Mermaid piece, just stunning. Let me see what it looks like if I do a 2. Let's do a 2 on some of these. I know you don't get the full thing, but you guys will get a closer up, at least of some of the sections. Vanilla and chocolate. Another Silver Creek. No winter, lasts forever. No spring, skips its turn. Oh my God, this one I just was like Which is the front? Which one is the back? With the beads. I mean, guys. Now, I stitched this, and when I was thinking about it, I think after I stitched it, Minnie knew she had to, and I can't remember if I sent her the chart or not. There is one of her projects, one of her whips that I did send her the chart after I was done finishing it. My heart belongs to the sea. It was always you. I mean, you guys, it's like I haven't even put a freaking dent in this box. Mermaids are real. Some eyes. We got some bunnies. And we have Satsuma Street. Please, just one more. Here she did on a larger piece. I'm thankful for my daily bread and also for my cross stitch thread. And then on the same, she did needles and pins. Now this piece is massive. This will not all, we'll go out on this one so you guys can see how large this is. But again, stunning, gorgeous, and this one is signed with the year 2008. World Cross Stitch Day. Now, I'm pretty sure after I stitched this design, I sent this chart to Minnie so then she could stitch it. This is an old Plum Street Samplers. When the thunder breaks silence, the devil runs across the skies. If you guys remember, I stitched mine and then I burnt the edges. Remember that whole phase of me burning the edges? Yep. Rise and grind. This is how we brew it. Stitch always. I liked her mermaids. And then I throwing a snowman. Just loved her overdyes. Wizard of Oz. But again, you like one of these pieces, you bring home some Minnie, frame it up, bag. These are those Corbin ladies. Wizard of Oz. Here's a Bent Creek piece. We got this. Love never fails. And I mean, just such variety. And what she liked. This one's fantastic. Here is another large one. I'm gonna have to come out for this one for you guys to see. This was a stitch along. But again, just amazing. Just amazing stitching. This piece, I definitely will be keeping. I remember when, this is from a company called Philanthropic. And I remember when this was really popular. I think you could only buy it overseas, the chart. Christmas. She changed a lot of the Santas to black Santas, and then here we have the buttons. She would change skin tones on the ladies to match her skin tone. Lizzie Kate. And then she would do something like this from 1983. Here's like a coffee cup. Another Satsuma Street, Washington. I'm still going, you guys. Still got to pack. I did not show this in the video. This was found after I turned it off. Look at this, you guys. Which I know this is part of a much larger piece. This will be a piece that I will be saving. All are equal in death. Bats. Eye of Newt, wing of bat. And then we have some sparkly hearts thing and that. And then this piece. And the Al Forest embroidery whale. It has beads, the Kreinik, the back stitch, MG 2011. This also was a piece that I found afterwards. Another Joan Elliott amazingness with beads, and yeah. Oh, my back is killing me. And this pile's getting high, so Sweetheart Tree June. Frank. The Way to Happiness. Freebies, a Stitcher's favorite word. So again, so many that are going to be available on 1884. Let's see, let's go. It's really pretty on the black. Then these are all the months from, God, the name is right on the tip of my tongue. October, September, August, July, June, May, April, March, February, and January. Those I will sell obviously as the complete set. I believe this is Brenda Gervais. This I will be keeping. Mill Hill, Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. Happy Halloween. These are more of those imaginating where it's like a stocking and then the stocking is filled up with the words. She even got some bob on. I cannot count my day complete till needle and thread and fabric meet. Let's do a little push push. We're still going. I'm not done yet. Gorgeous blue. Fox pile. Then we have Declaration Independence. This is all over one. Yeah, she did stuff on Ada. She did stuff on the polka dots. Dark fabrics, light fabrics. Hope this is really pretty. And as you see, the wings are all Smyrna. Christmas Rose, Bent Creek, this is really, really pretty. This Welcome, Silver Creek Samplings, Prim Witch, Salem, Little Witch, Halloween Greetings, this one I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be keeping. Come in my little pretties. And then on this, you know, we always see this kind of material, that blanket type, and oh, I would just throw it away, right? Just get rid of it. What did Minnie do? She decided to stitch these cute little fairy girls in the little squares. Adorable. So, make them into ornaments, finish, do something like do an actual blanket finish quilting. Again, like you get this piece and then look at all this other fabric you get to use and play with out of Minnie's stash. We're getting there. All right. Let's see what else we got. We got more little ornaments. Gorgeous. And then in this box is also some like backing fabric. Maybe she wanted to make some smalls. That's the Primitive Hair Harriet Tubman piece. So there are some small little collection of backing fabric. Early Witches. This one I'll definitely be keeping. I remember Minnie working on it. And when I opened this up yesterday during the video, I could not believe that she had not framed it up or a family member had snagged it. I think it's just absolutely amazing. Beads. This piece has also been in my personal collection of things to stitch. So I will need to look if, do I just take Minnie's version or do I just suck it up and stitch it myself? Silver Creek Samplings piece. And then here are lots of Halloween finishes. Hanging with my boo. There's a witch. Side portrait. Spells. Owl. Castle. With beads. Again, here's her back. Here's the front. I've looked at some of these and have gotten tricked. Bacon, coffee, eggs. Again, not my style, but they're cute. Cool Tidings. You saw me last night. I cried with this one. Little thread. And again, let me know. Did you ever meet Minnie at a retreat? Maybe you too got a retreat piece from her. Did you watch Minnie? And then remember, you can go over and you can still go over and subscribe and watch her stuff. M is for Minnie. as old as time. More backing fabric. All right, and the last little handfuls. I love this piece. I've done a Jardin Privé piece. God, the girl, but she has like a much larger dress. 12 Days of Christmas. Sister Stitcher. Plague Nurse. And Komodos. And that is it. That is the box of all of her finishes. I'm going to clean this up. We're going to move on. All right, let's keep going. I was like, maybe I should stop. It's 12:15 here. Definitely need to eat something. And I'm like, no, I got 2 boxes left. Let's just keep going. See anything you like so far? I sure hope so. All right. I made a comment about this yesterday, and it still makes me laugh. This piece of hers makes me laugh. I'm going to have to go back and find out why she started this, her whole thinking behind it. And again, I forget who made the comment on my IG. I too believe that this is a piece that gets finished and sent to her family. And the joke that I made, the comments that I made about this, obviously not insulting, nothing like this, but you do a piece like this and this can be taken so many different ways. Like, wow, you have a big ass ego, or you're just trolling yourself. But it's amazing. It's amazing nonetheless. Minnie, and this is the photo that they used for her obituary, I believe. Oh, let me double check. It is. So here is the photo. Great photo of Minnie. How freaking epic. I never would have thought to see this. So, this is going into the McKenna pile. And I had told Sam that I like keeping a finished piece of a deceased stitcher or finishing one of their whips, because then it's a combination of my stitchers and her stitches, such as this. This is amazing. So just like the one piece that I'll be keeping, philanthropic, so you guys can see, philanthropic, there is who I'll be saving, but here is this girl. This is where Minnie left her, and this is where I am going to be starting off from. So, got the DMC, and you're like, McKenna doesn't do full coverage. Thank you. Secondly, I don't talk like that. I'm doing a full coverage piece now, a ship, and I'm okay with it because it's in blocks. It's in chunks. This chart clearly is. It's in chunks. There's not a lot of DMC, so. But I was telling Sam that, you know, there were so many, some similarities between her mom's stitching and mine, and like the Halloween pieces and stuff like that. And so I told her, I'm like, yeah, I definitely plan on keeping some of these whips for myself, finishing them. And I said, I will be in touch with you. So, Martin Luther King Memorial. We got DMC, we got it on Ada, and we are here with the piece. So, yeah. Again, blocks of color. Okay, this is started. I got boxes. I got piles going. Okay, 16 count white Ada. We got DMC. This is from Cheryl and Barbara, I believe is what it is. But it says CW sign. Maybe there's ones that are super similar. Ironwork Gate. But again, we just went through and you could see the type of Halloween stitching she does, right? She does these, you know, cutesy little ornaments, but then she's doing something like this, and you would not think that it's like the same stitcher. Like, those aesthetics just don't go together. So here we're at here, this vine work, and that's where we're at. So and of course, uploaded all the information. Maritime Quaker work basket. I had stitched the mermaid. That's what the mermaid looks like, a little better detail. Of which I have in my box of You Need to Do Something With Me. She is using thread called Prism from Forbidden Fiber Co. It's gorgeous. Actually, I stitched it, sold the chart. Minnie had messaged me if I still had it, and I said no. So glad to see that she could track it down. All right, this is Jazz Funeral. Again, who else do you know on FlossTube that is stitching this? I don't. So that's what's so like fun. Totally not my vibe, but still freaking appreciate it. And I don't know about you, but I like looking at new projects when I watch FlossTube. Not the same ones over and over again. So where was she completion-wise on this? She had the back wheel a little more left on the whole cart, and then 2 more people, and the writing New Orleans Jazz Funeral. Gorgeous fabric. Plenty left over to stitch some other goodies. This one's gonna have to go in my maybe. Frankie on the Thinker. This is Glendon Place. I'm just so close. Again, see, look at her back. But her front. Gorgeous fabric. All right, I can go into, up here is McKenna's for sures. I'm only at 4. This piece absolutely got me. Absolutely got me. This is the Jardin Privé. This is the Alphabet Sampler. S. I don't think S is S completed? Nope, we need satin. So there you can see where it is. So she got the scissors in, but we need the floral, satin, and all this. And that's it. So, this will be going in the McKenna pile to finish. Or I finish it and decide to sell it afterwards. Who knows? I don't know. I'll have to, that's the other thing. Like, I'll have to give these things, like, a thought. 20 count Lugana Platinum, Stitcher's Paradise in Las Vegas. So, yeah, these are like that other fabric from Vegas. And she wrote it here. Because, yeah, she was handing out these. This is Bushman. Again, so close to being completed. Not my style, but look at this, you guys. It's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Stunning, stunning piece. And I did not, that other box, so all of these, I thumbed through a couple more after I got off the video yesterday. Okay, so we have a combination of Forbidden Fiber Co. threads. The chart is Day of Jubilee. She liked her Silver Creek samplings. And she did this one tinier. As you can see, she kind of, being on the 28 count, the projects got bigger. So this one, a lot smaller. But yeah, that the bottom, the last box to open, I did not even thumb through those projects, so those ones will be surprises as well. Cottage Garden threads, Cherry Blossom, works by ABC. Got the needle on the back. And this is where we are at with Cherry Blossom. Up next, Crystal. This is from Cross Stitching Art. Again, she loved her ladies. She loved her fancy ladies. It's just the bottom portion of the gown. Hera, Under the Sea fabrics, and all kinds of DMC. Keslin's, a Haunting, We Stitched. Haunting. And again, the little mundane things. The thread is still in the needle. A lady named Ella. So it looks like a like etching, drawing, sketching for like a dress. See, I just see a note right now. Heart for necklace, beads for earrings. In Minnie's handwriting. So here are the Mill Hill beads, and here are the hearts for the necklace. This is where it's at. And again, big enough piece of fabric for much more stitching. And you get a piece like this, maybe you cut out where Minnie made a note of the earrings and necklace, and you attach that to the back of the framed piece. Now you can either tape it on, or what I've seen, you take an envelope. Obviously envelopes come in all different sizes, shapes. You can make your own envelope. And the front of the envelope that you would normally, address, you do double-sided tape, and you stick it to the back of the framed piece. And then this is the part of the envelope that opens, and you can put in any little tidbits, a little note of information, so then it all stays together. Ancestral Voices. We have DMC, we have sampler threads. Black Ada. And again, look at her back. Like, this is the back, you guys. That's how you piss people off. You have a nice clean back. Okay, what else we got? Now, this piece, African Angel. I think it is all complete, except for backstitching. There is some backstitching. No, I thought there was some. Like, her earrings need to be put in. The details on the lion cub. All the different, you know, colors in the wings to really make those pop. So, let's just say this just needs some backstitching. You got a completed piece. And you just gotta put in some backstitching. Now, obviously, backstitching is something you like or something you don't like, where you think that, oh, that doesn't need backstitching. Feel a hair. Brooks Books. This is the Christmas. I feel a hair somewhere. A little Advent. There we go. Knew the word was going to come to you, McKenna. The Advent animals. But what's strange, look at this. It's like this tea towel thing she stitched it on. Excuse me. And you just have from 17 and on. I guess 18 and on. Speaking of Brooks Books, I have been trying for a long time to get in touch with the family. I see that they have read my messages but have not responded. But I would love to bring back Brooks Books. This is the 2020 pandemic. Sarcy Girl. Remember, a lot of people started this. Has a this piece has always given me a Stacey Nash vibe, especially all the houses, different versions. But so you can see the fabric, and this is what Minnie has completed. Gorgeous colors. Lots of DMC. 32 Laguna Dark Cobblestone from, well, she has Stony Creek in parentheses. All right. That is that box. Let's open up the 5th and final box. Oh my God, this video is going to take forever to upload. All right. Again, the charts in here, or the whips, whatever progress they are, I have not gone through. These are fabrics of hers, Under the Sea, stuff from In Stitches, Charles Craft. Let's see what else. Big pieces of Ada. I think this is Primitive Hair. I got strands all over me. We've got Khaleesi from Under the Sea Fabrics. Some more stuff from In Stitches. Here is Atomic Ranch Fabrics Pumpkin King 32 count. Under the Sea fabric, which I don't think these are any of my, yeah, because she did like 28, 32. Fiber on a Whim. Fiber on a Whim, Fiber on a Whim, Atomic, Laura's Fabrics, 28 count Monaco, we got Baby Blue, ooh, Color and Cotton, ooh, Color and Cotton, 28 count Stonehenge. All right, so more projects. These ones I did not open. So these will be fun because either A, I'll be like, yes, I wanted to stitch this. Thank you, Minnie, for getting it almost complete. Or it'll be freaking waterworks going on over here. Another Philanthropic, Secret Signs, Gemini. DMC, Under the Sea Fabrics. Not started. Not started. Okay, that's going over there. Until We're Dust. Oh my god, I've already stitched this. Until We're Dust. Not started. Black fabric with the DMC. Now obviously some of these kitted ones I'm gonna have to go through more closely. For example, this is Night Spirit Studio. If it's just a printed off PDF, or even the Cottage Garden sampling charts, those looked like it was like the Swan Reindeer and Fox. Those looked like they were copies. Now, don't want it to get twisted that, oh, she got it from someone, they made a copy and gave it to her. No. But I did not receive any of like loose charts. So I don't know if they'll come across those eventually and contact me and be like, hey, we found another few boxes of stuff we can ship you. Or a lot of people like myself, I make copies of the chart and that's what I mark on. DMCs, we have Dinky Dyes, we have Mill Hill Beads, we have Krynick. The chart is Kristen, the Arctic Ocean Mermaid from Meridian Designs. Not started. Under the Sea fabric. So obviously if it's a, oh, this is a, if it's not, if it's a copy of a chart, a PDF, something like that, obviously I can't sell it. But if it is started, you then just have to purchase the chart. I remember I started this piece and I don't know how far into it, and then I was like over it. Arsenic and Old Lace, the little stitcher. Not started, nada, but we got fabric. That goes there. Oh my god. Minnie, are you trying? The Till We're Dust, I stitched that. guys remember Now and Then? Remember I stitched that? Fabric, threads, not kitted up. Minnie, are you trying to tell me hi right now? Threads, Dreamy African Picture. This is from Leslie Tier. Threads only. This Juneteenth day, this is from Shaded Stitchery. We have fabric and threads. Let's get back in the bag. Okay, that goes there. Hemlock and Rye, Luna. This could be a cool piece. McKenna, why don't you stitch it? Twilight Blue 28 count linen from In Stitches. With the DMC. McKenna pile. $20 count Monaco DMC, but here's a tag for Under the Sea fabric. That's not an Under the Sea fabric though. Yuletide trims. This is out of a magazine. But then on the back we have Merry Bearded Season from Lindy Stitches. So maybe it was Lindy, who knows? I'll have to look at the threads. But oh, this is what that one looks like. So this is kitted. When I get to this piece, then I will, obviously out of all the DMC are in here, see if all the DMC there are for that Lindy Stitches piece, or all the stitches there for the magazine charts that she wanted to do the designs. Matilda Sews, Don't Forget to Floss. Finally a Farm Girl. DMC, just regular white fabric, not started. A few more left. You guys hanging in there? DMC, thread or fabric, cross stitch collector with the buttons from Primitive Hair. Jasmine figure, Abby Sue Designs, Moana, DMC, and fabric not started. I wonder if that chart is still up because Disney and Nintendo do not play around. It will come after your ass. Lugana 32 count ivory with Simply Shaker threads, DMC, and this is for Bethlehem. And a large piece of Lugana, way larger than you would need. Colorful Cats, this is Jelly Bean. This is from Kitty and Me Designs. Oh my god, these colors, you guys. So, look how gorgeous. Less DMC and this gorgeous piece of 32 count exotic orchid fabric. Probably make it a little ode to Smokey. Silver Creek, fabric, threads, Blue Ada, Mighty Fabulous. So Kitty, Royalty, Sweet Tea. That started. Varus, 13 Days of Halloween. Like, see, this is like a printed copy because it has the printer lines in it and just how it's printed off on the sides. Or it's a copy, who knows. Fabric, threads, couple more. Ink circles. The Least of the Fleet, Gloriana, Classic Color Works with piece of gorgeous fabric. This is a heavy one because it's got lots of fabric in it. All right, let's just take it all out and see what we got here. See? See? Look. Cottage Garden. Here's Fox. This is the original copies. Here's Swan. Okay. See? This is why. Terra. Under the Sea Fabrics. Stitcher's Paradise Oaken. Original Rabbit, Jackrabbit. We have Raccoon, Ferret, Bear, Bald Eagle, Barn Owl, Woodpecker, Little Brown Bat, Beaver, Reindeer. There you go. So, I don't know how many of those, how many that was. Oh, it was yearly. That's right. So 12. Was she gonna do 4 on a piece of fabric? Don't know. I'm gonna put that in kitted. All right. Little one, got some white Monaco. Oh my God. No chart name. Could always do a thread or do a picture. So here's what it looks like. Skeleton with a cup of coffee. No threads, but we got fabric. Just in a little pouch. That'll be in kitted. Obviously, I won't be able to sell that chart because it's a copy off of Etsy, a PDF. 32 count flax. We got DMC. Three little kitties. Do you guys remember early on when I started stitching, I did all of the ink circles, like Bad Neighborhood series? I just came across those finishes like a couple weeks ago and I was like, oh my God, memory lane. Women with Quilts from Imaginating. No fabric. DMC. And that's the other thing. I'll see if all the DMC are there. And if not, then it will be unkitted. Some large piece of fabric. This is the last one. DMC. And this is Floss Tube Friends. By Robin Sample. So Floss Tube Friends. Here's the fabric. And she did a conversion to DMC because she writes notes down. That's it. Last box, emptied. All right, just under 2 hours. Holy moly. I hope this video brought you a little sneak peek of the kind of woman Minnie was, the kind of stitcher she was. Any stories, any interactions that you yourself have had, please post them down below. Comment on which finishes, that whole box of finishes, that whole pile, which ones did you love, which ones are you eyeing, which kitted things are you eyeing, or projects that have stitches in them that you hope to be able to snag. Let me know. 1884 Stitchery, Facebook, Instagram. Follow. When I figure out what I will be posting first, I will make sure to give a heads up so those of you that are interested in purchasing something from Minnie's estate, her stitching estate, her stitchy goodness, will be able to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And you guys will see me soon because I have my own floss tube video to talk to you guys about all kinds of good stuff. All right, you guys will see me soon. Bye.